A lot of men over 40 are actually not lazy. They're lost. And most of them will never say it out loud because somewhere along the way, many men were taught that being honest about emotional exhaustion somehow makes them weak. So what do? Instead, they stay silent. They go to work, they handle their responsibilities, they pay the bills, they take care of people, they keep it moving. But internally, something feels disconnected. And what makes this difficult is that from the outside, their life may actually look successful. They got the career, the house, responsibilities handled, family depending on them. But internally, they feel stuck between who they became and who they once thought they would be. A lot of men reach a point where they quietly realize, I have spent so much time surviving that I lost connection with myself. And that realization hits hard, especially after years of pressure. Some men have spent decades building stability, only to wake up emotionally exhausted. Some spend years chasing success, only to realize they never learned how to feel peace. Some became so focused on responsibility that they stopped growing as individuals. And nobody talks about this enough because society often tells men, hey, just keep going, push through it, work harder, stay strong. But eventually, many men hit a wall emotionally, not because they're weak, because they've spent years suppressing everything. Stress, fear, disappointment, pressure, failure, regret, loneliness, and suppressed emotions do not disappear. They accumulate, they build up. That's why so many men over 40 feel emotionally disconnected from life without fully understanding why. Some of them lose their motivation. Some just become numb. Some become angry. Some isolate themselves, and some bury themselves in work. Some distract themselves constantly because the silence forces them to confront how unhappy they truly are. And the dangerous part is this. Many men believe it's too late to rebuild themselves. That's the lie that keeps people trapped for years. It is not too late to change your life. It is not too late to rediscover purpose. It is not too late to rebuild your health. It is not too late to create discipline. It is not too late to become emotionally healthy. But rebuilding requires honesty. You have to stop pretending everything is fine when internally you know something is missing. And I think one of the biggest reasons people feel lost is because they slowly abandon themselves while chasing survival. Some people stop dreaming, stop creating, stop reflecting, stopped exploring who they were becoming. Life, it became routine. Pressure, responsibility, reputation, repetition, and eventually their identity became tied only to obligations. That's not living, that's maintenance. Now listen carefully. You do not need to become a completely different person overnight. You need to reconnect with yourself again. That starts with small things like taking care of your health, creating structure, setting boundaries, being honest about burnout, learning discipline without destroying yourself, building routines that create peace instead of chaos. And most importantly, you need to stop waiting for motivation, because motivation disappears. Identity is what changes lives. The men who rebuild themselves successfully are usually the men who finally decide, I refuse to spend the next decade emotionally disconnected from my own life. That decision changes everything. And some of you watching this are closer to rebuilding your life than you realize. You are not broken. You are not finished. You're not too old. You're just exhausted from carrying pressure without clarity. But clarity can be rebuilt. Discipline can be rebuilt. Purpose can be rebuilt. Peace can be rebuilt. One honest decision at a time. So, if this message right here connected with where you are in life, subscribe to my channel. And if you are serious about rebuilding your life with structure, ownership, discipline, and purpose, check out the Own Your Life system and the community below.